Hello and welcome to episode 105 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with Game 3, our final game from the Intel Extreme Masters Brazil tournament between these two players. First up, we have our blue Zerg. He is dKiLLeR. And of course, opposing him in this game, our red Terran, the South Korean oGsSuperNova. So, just before I get into this game today, I want to apologise if this maybe isn't the best cast you've ever heard. It's a shame because this is a really good game. I just found out, like at this moment in time, my good friend Ali Morse, who's had Hodgkin's in the past, a form of cancer. Her cancer may have come back. We're waiting for that to be confirmed. So right now there's nothing we can do about it, but if there's anything we can do in the future, anything you guys can help with in the future, I will let you know. I'll let you know what's going on. And right now I really just want to concentrate on this game, but I wanted to let you guys know that was happening. So, yesterday we saw dKiLLeR with some really nice play, moving into the late game very, very well, taking down oGsSuperNova. It is huge for a player like dKiLLeR to get a win over Supernova, and he very nearly had him in game 1 as well. So it's been really, really nice play from dKiLLeR this week. Here we see the 14 hatch going up for dKiLLeR, immediately followed by the quick expansion from Supernova. This is pretty much the standard for how these two players have been playing lately. It will be interesting to see what tack dKiLLeR takes this time. We saw in the first game, he kind of had a really strong mid game and then died towards the late game. Never really had a late game working properly. Never got Broodlords. Whereas, and that essentially, the lack of any air and anti-air really allowed Supernova to dominate with harassment. However, in the second game, we saw dKiLLeR get those mutas really quickly off of Aspire and shut down Supernova's harassment pretty much comprehensively. So it will be interesting to see whether or not dKiLLeR goes for that Spire again, and it can be good on this map. This is either Crossfire or Crevasse. I've suddenly forgotten again. Fuck me, I'm so terrible with map names. I should write them down before I start. Bunker going up from oGsSuperNova just to make sure he's safe. I don't think he's too worried about anything. But he's seen the spawning pool, so worth getting the bunker up in case of any Zergling attacks, any mass Zerglings, any kind of early roaches. It's just always nice to have that kind of defense against the Zerg player. Zerglings here, finally getting rid of that scout of Supernova. Supernova, meanwhile, obviously knows there's no base here. The rocks here stopping a quick third base being taken. Instead, dKiLLeR is going to go up here and take a third base right on the opposite side of the map from Supernova. This is a really nice positioning for this base. Excuse me. This is a really nice positioning for this expansion. Because if Supernova tries to drop harassment again, there is absolutely no way he is going to fly past this location. He's only going to find it if he checks it, intentionally looking for that kind of base. And again we see the same opening from Supernova. The Reactor Hellions. This time the expansion was quicker than before. Normally he starts to build the factory, then gets the expansion, but I like the quickness of it. Starport going up, we have double gas, so we're looking at Banshees right now. And that could be really effective. Of course, if dKiLLeR uses 3 base to go 3 base muta, that will shut down those Banshees, but he needs to get the tech up, and he's not doing that from the looks of it right now, although he's saving up some money, so it could be morphing this to a layer very, very soon. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he morphed this one instead. The reason I say that is because with this base being closer to Supernova, it's more feasible for Supernova to drop here and kill this off than it is to drop here and kill this off. But no layer is on the way from the looks of it. This base is not morphing. Nope. Spending all of his money on drones and upgrades. One spine crawler coming out. He knew the Hellions were coming, so there's no surprise there. But we have the Tech Lab now on the starport. We have Cloak on the way, so Banshees are coming out. The second Supernova has the money for them, and here we go. When I say the money, I mean the guys. 4 Hellions now. Going to roast some drones. Really nice there. Getting a few kills. Wants to get the hell out of here now as soon as possible. No, he's going to go for them as many kills as he can get with those. And those are some nice kills. Let's check out the drone kills. 5 workers killed. That is not the greatest. 5 workers and some Zerglings in exchange for 4 Hellions. That's not good enough. Meanwhile, though, a third command center going down for Supernova. So Supernova really wants to go heavy expanding here. Heavy economy base play. Lair is going up there on that hatchery. The second Banshee starts. First Banshee is out now. Not rallied to any points. He's not moving out with it. Does not want to get caught by his overlords. Nice overlord positioning, by the way. Is going to see anything coming long before it gets there. Obviously watching out for those drops and, of course, the potential for Banshees. Right now a Baneling nest is going up. I'm not sure that's the wisest. Banelings, of course, decent against Hellions, but only when you can trap them. So you need Baneling speed as well with that. There's no harm in getting it as long as he doesn't waste too much gas actually morphing Banelings. You have an Evolution Chamber on the way. He needs to get that down and get some Spore Crawlers up to help defend against this Banshee push. Of course, right now, he does not know the Banshee there. This Banshee is moving off. Barracks is going to go down on the reactor now. Factory is going to land. He's going to land on the Tech Lab, so he's going to go Siege Tanks. 2 Banshees with Cloak incoming now. Stim is on the way. +1 weapons and armor is on the way. A Spire has just started being made. No Spore Crawlers being made yet. A Spine Crawler, in fact, going up. So that's really bad for dKiLLeR. He starts his Overseer, but these are going to get a few drone kills right now. And of course, they still have the Overseer finishes though. So that's really nice. These Queens need to transfuse, but no. Did not have the energy to transfuse. Very sad there. Losing a Queen without killing a single Banshee. The Zerglings are running home. There's not a great deal they can do against Banshees, unfortunately. 1 Banshee here is left, and now the second Banshee is leaving, so both of those Banshees do escape. And now up to 13 workers killed. That's really nice. Of course, does have this base here, but this one Hellion has found it now. Spore Crawler going up here to defend against any Banshee play. But this Hellion has found it, so it's going to stop all the mining from it. The Spire finally completes in a second. Siege Tech is on the way. Stim finishes now. Stim, of course, not really going to do a great deal at the moment. He doesn't have a huge Bioforce. So that's going to be for later in the game when he makes a decent push. Not even bothering with his rocks at the moment. He's going to finally start taking them down with these Marines. But was just using mules and SCVs to mine from a few patches here. It does help to continue the SCV production. Really terrible creep spread here from dKiLLeR. We're at 12 minutes into the game. And he's not connected up these 2 bases, which does not help. It looks like perhaps even losing a creep team because he's now putting it down. That's really late if he hadn't connected those up. Mutas now are out. 3 right now, and that's all that's been made so far. And now Missile Turret is up, so 3 Mutas here, not going to do anything. There's a large enough Bioforce to chase them off. Meanwhile, dKiLLeR is going to go for a 4th base, moving to his second natural rather, where you would typically take your 3rd if you're not a Zerg, because as a Zerg you cannot take those rocks down quick enough without roaches. So we have Zerg melee attacks level 1 and Zerg fire attacks level 1 on the way. We have combat shield nearly finished for dKiLLeR and a medevac on the way. So he is going to get some drop play done, you would suspect. Right now just using his medevacs to heal. Banshee's trying to come into the space again, but the Overseer is there, a Queen is there. They could have taken that Queen down. There's not a Spore Crawler within range. And with just the 1 Queen attacking, they could have taken that down. dKiLLeR, though, is expanding, taking a 5th base. dKiLLeR is going to take nearly half of this map already. I really like that style of play from him. He knows right now there's not a great deal he can do So he's just going to get his economy up, go high economy, and then try and outproduce Supernova. When they both hit max, the idea is that he will essentially trade badly. He will lose more units than Supernova does, but he can remake them so quickly and so constantly that Supernova cannot stand against it time and time again. There we see dKiLLeR though, running some units into the siege tanks. Not the best move. Not losing Banelings though, so that is fine. Zerglings are cheap and easily made. We have one Corruptor coming out. Interesting. I'd still rather just get Mutas at this point, but we shall see. We do have the a small Bioforce with the 2 Banshees coming up to attack this base, but the Zerglings are on the way. Zerglings here going to take down this entire Marine force. Banshees with a high DPS, but not high enough. No need for the Banelings here whatsoever. The Banshees can cloak and kill them, and that is a lot of lost resources there. Second Spore Crawler going down here. Needs to move these drones within range of the Spore Crawler. If he just keeps letting the drones move to there. Unfortunately for him, Supernova now with a huge push there, taking down a few more units and really dividing dKiLLeR's attention. That's really nice. If he cannot focus on the Banshees, then he cannot win this game. The Zerg melee attacks level 2 on the way now. Mutas and Zerglings running in, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You cannot attack. If you attack like that, if you attack into siege tanks, you have to kill them. It's so hard to retreat, but oh, going to lose these medevacs! Oh, 2 medevacs full of units go down. That's really nice for dKiLLeR. That's going to delay this push of Supernova so much. If you had those extra 2 medevacs full of units, you could do some damage. But right now, Supernova's going to have to wait for reinforcements, going to have to wait for upgrades to finish. We have Terran vehicle weapons level 1 on the way. Is supply blocking dKiLLeR though? dKiLLeR with so much money, but so has Supernova. Very interesting. We have a Thor on the way. That is what he was missing yesterday. That's what Supernova was missing yesterday, was Thor production. And now more and more Mutas dying. And again, another drop going to be tried here. Doesn't get spotted this time, so he can drop the Marines out. Meanwhile, though, dKiLLeR trying for perhaps a run past. Going directly into siege tanks. He's going to take them all down here. All those siege tanks dying. The last one there falls, but more reinforcements coming. Bad timing from dKiLLeR there. If he can take these 2 siege tanks down, though, he may have delayed this push long enough for him to win the game. One siege tank survives, and now he is in trouble. This drop is still doing damage. He's killing Mutas. Going to kill even more. Okay, dKiLLeR is in big trouble now. He did not kill enough with that push. He really needed to stop Supernova's push entirely. And right now he's not remaxing fast enough. He's got the bank, but he's just not making units quick enough. Does not have the lava, has not been hitting his injects properly, and unfortunately that is looking to tell on him. Right now his supply is dropping below 100. This drop continues to do damage. Zerglings finally taking it out. This medevac should escape if he's careful. Yep. Perfectly fine. And now a medevac dropping here as well. Going to take down some Zerglings. We'll kill this queen. We have one medevac just sat there doing absolutely nothing. These Marines still not going to die, so they do kill that queen. All the drones have left here. Once again, dKiLLeR not mining from one of his bases. And that's the problem. Like, look at this. If we just quickly look at the units tab, we see 59 drones to 72 SCVs, plus mules. Really, there is nothing dKiLLeR can do right now. Supernova, despite having 2 less bases, is completely outstripping him in production. dKiLLeR is having to spend all his money on units, and even then not spending it fast enough, because he's not hitting those injects properly. And as so, this medevac is going to go down with the last, with the 3 of those Marines inside, but that's not going to matter. They did their damage. The Thor is out now, so that's going to help him against the Mutas with the splash damage. The Marines here are going to make sure they cannot magic box. And again losing Overlords through poor placement, poor positioning of them. But he has to remake, and he doesn't have the time to remake them, because he needs to be remaking his army. The Evolution Chamber goes down. Hive Tech is on the way, but that's not what he needed. He needed to be building his army. He needed to be holding this push. And now Supernova is looking unstoppable. Banelings coming in now. doing the damage. If he can kill the last of these units, he may hold on, but no! Killer GG's. Supernova takes this game and goes 2-1 and advances in the IEM Brazil. Wow, really good play from Killer. I just want to say that right now. Killer played really, really well. For what I've seen of him before, I have shown him on this channel before, and he has improved tenfold. He is such a good player now. Mark my words, we will be seeing much more of Dignitas Killer in the future. But you've got to hand it to oGsSuperNova. Played really, really well. Played really strongly. Picked strong strategies. Hit his timings perfectly. As we see there, +3 weapons had just finished. +3 armor was about to finish. So, really was going to take this. Killer, nice try. Well done. Anyway, that does it for this week. I'll be back next week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all then.